Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Drummergy Podcast, episode 128. Applause, applause, applause. Yes. Dustin Morris could be my new applause track.
Thank you. Clap over here and then run over there and clap.
Yeah, I could have like this little video of you that I'll just show. So you could be with me every week.
Like call letters.
That's right. That's right. It is May 27th, and I did the clicking of the teeth, which the producer will let me know not to do that. Not to click my teeth.
Yeah.
The little,
yeah.
Let's get them all out of the way.
I have a tendency to go like kind of smacking things. So
Yes.
just want to highlight that for everybody.
Well, Dustin Morris, welcome, man.
Thanks for having me, Fred.
Yeah,
I
you
appreciate
bet.
it.
We had actually never met face to face. We've been internet friends for a while.
Yeah.
And you've got new music coming out.
I do.
And I think that this is a cool opportunity to let people know through my little world right here.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
I appreciate you
It's
having me
gonna
in
be
your little
awesome.
world.
It was Memorial Weekend. Did you do anything fun for Memorial Day or the weekend?
Oh, you're asking me if I knew it was Memorial. First of all, I did know it was Memorial Weekend. Man, I hung out at the park for a little bit. I did the Camel's Back thing, I walked up the hill.
Oh, yeah.
But, I worked yesterday, which is pretty cool. I got to make some people happy, and so that was nice.
Okay.
I'm a massage therapist by trade, so a lot of times during the holidays, that's when people they come get massages.
They're ready for a massage.
Yeah, but I was celebrating in my mind. So this is great.
Are you a barbecue guy?
I love to eat barbecue. I'm terrible at making it. My dad loves to barbecue, and we grew up and we kind of had this joke where he would always burn the meat and then just kind of pour more barbecue sauce on it, to cover it up, and then it burn too. And just kind of layers of barbecue sauce. So I've learned from the best.
Yeah, I'm new to the world of barbecue and smoking and all of that stuff. And
wow.
I would not claim to be an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I do enjoy doing it, and I love it when the stuff actually tastes good.
Wow! So you had the big thing,
I got a Traeger.
Well,
I have a Traeger, and I have a gas grill, and I have a charcoal grill, and I have a Camp Chef flat. It's kind of like those Blackstones.
Oh, okay.
But it's the Camp Chef version of it. Actually, Mary uses that more than I do.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds really cool.
We got 4 choices out there, but I smoked some pork ribs last night.
Nice.
And we ate so late, I think it gave me weird dreams. Do you get weird dreams if you eat too late at night?
Yeah. Usually about the food that I just ate.
Yeah,
chasing me. Do you remember your dream last night?
I do. I remember it's a panicky dream for musicians.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're late for something, or you're not wearing.
No. So I played quite a bit with Cliff Miller,
mm-hmm.
and that's who I go on the road with the most.
Nice.
And I had a dream that he was backing up a trailer, and he kept hitting the roof of the building that we were next to, and he didn't seem to care that was happening. Wow. He was like, "Oh, I'll get it the next time," and then pulls up and then backs up again and tears more of the trailer off and part of the roof. And he does this like 6 or 7 times. And in my dream, I'm trying so hard to get him to not do that.
Right.
And to where the trailer kind of collapsed in on itself. This is why you shouldn't eat pork ribs at 10:30 at night.
Man, and have a good therapist.
Yes, exactly. But I dreamt that the sides caved in and we strapped it down. And then I walked forward, and then I came back, and all the gear had been stolen.
Oh, well, you didn't have a ceiling anymore. They probably just
and then I woke up.
Oh man!
So I don't know how it ends.
Yeah, you might want to give them a call though, just to make sure everything's okay. I have those dreams too, where I'm always running late for a show, or I forgot to practice the material, and I've had this deadline for 2 weeks, and I just forgot to practice it, which is crazy.
Oh yeah.
And then I can't find my keys, or I can't find my guitar, or I show up to the show just with different instruments that I'm supposed to have. It's so stressful.
Yes.
Yeah, or there's like a sea of people, and I'm going, "Excuse me, carrying a bass drum or something." Yeah. So, well,
Mary says, "Bring his mic closer, Fred. We need to bring your mic closer." Okay, producer. So we'll have to.
I'm gonna be still.
You know what,
I'm gonna let
Dustin?
you take
care. You can do this too. Now raise it up just a bit. This is a crummy. See, we give the guests the crummy mic stand.
How's that, Mary? Is that better?
Let's see. She's in the. Let's see the production. Go ahead and talk, Dustin.
Unique New York. Betty Botter bought a bit of better butter.
It's on a delay.
You want to hear that over and over?
Bring his volume up. See, look
Bring
at that.
my volume up.
All right, there we go.
All right. Now we're ready to talk some real talk.
That's right. Now we got the dream sequence out of the way.
The dream sequence portion.
Yeah, I should know better than to eat that late at night and then go to bed, because I always have bizarre, restless nights of panic.
Yeah. I think
Unnecessary.
that's why breakfast in bed is a thing and dinner in bed is probably not a thing.
Right. I have that backwards.
Just have it living.
Hey, Mary, after this, I'm going back to bed and you can bring me breakfast in bed.
Aw. She's like, what a deal. That sounds great.
And then you can go to Dustin's house and bring him breakfast in bed.
Bacon.
Bacon, he says.
Yeah.
Bacon. Well, the other, so normally there's a bunch of goofy holidays. Memorial Day is not really a goofy holiday, but it is National Sunscreen Day.
Today is?
Today is National Sunscreen Day.
I didn't get you anything. I'm sorry. We've been
Dang
talking
it.
this last week, and I thought you would.
I like your sleeves. They're really big. So you have, we're going to talk about your new single, To the Next Stop.
To the Next Stop.
And I think he's going to play it live for us here on the air. He's got his guitar, but we're not going to do that just quite yet.
Suspense.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. So what, where are you from?
I'm originally a Texan.
Texas.
I'm from Texas. Yeah.
Okay. Now Texas is it the largest state, or is Alaska bigger?
I think it is the largest state. Yeah. I don't know.
It's like 30 states in one.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
You just drive.
So where in Texas?
I grew up in Southeast Texas, a place called Lumberton, which is 90 miles south of Houston, Texas. So way down there.
Way down there.
Yeah.
So how did you migrate from Southeast Texas to Boise, Idaho?
Yeah, long life.
Yeah?
Life. Yeah. So I moved to Dallas. Well, grew up in Beaumont or Lumberton and moved to Dallas for a while. Played music out there for a long time and did everything. Met a woman and then moved to Colorado. And we ended up getting married and divorced later. But through that time in Colorado, I met another a group of musicians called Edison. And so we ended up getting together. We bought a van. We sold everything, and we ended up touring for about the next 5 years out of that van.
Wow.
Played coast to coast, played all over the place. In 2017, I believe, we came down here to play Treefort. And it was one of the first times the band actually had a couple of days to walk around and dig the scene. Usually we just play a show and just hop in the van and go to the next place. It's always just go. Man, but something about Boise, I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
This reminds me of maybe like Boulder back in the day, or Denver even further back. I liked it here. I was like, I'm going to stay.
Oh,
So
cool.
The band disbanded, and I've been here ever since, doing my thing.
Wow. So did the band disband? The band disband.
The band disband. Band disband.
There's a new name for a band. Band disband. Did that happen while you were here at Treefort?
About a month later.
About a month
later. And then we did final shows. We were still putting out a final record, so we had a last run of shows that we did together. But man, oddly enough, about a year and a half ago, we did a reunion show. It was the first time the three of us have seen each other in a long time.
Oh, wow.
We enjoyed each other's company so much that we decided to write another record. So we are now a band again. So I'm in 3 different bands, one being in Colorado.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's kind of a cool little tip.
Well, through the amazement and wonder of technology, we can be together separately.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's like an hour and a half flight. No big deal.
Mary says Alaska is largest, but Texas is in the main part. Did you have to Google that, the producer? Oh, James Harrison says the same thing. Alaska, then Texas. See, not only is this show informative, it's educational.
It is. I had no idea, and I grew up in Texas.
Wow. Well, there you go. We were close. We were close. Out of the 2 choices, we were picked the wrong one.
Podcast.
The Geography Podcast. Exactly. So, the typical question is like, what got you started in music to begin with?
Oh man.
What was your aha moment that you went, aha? I want to do that. I want to play guitar. I want to sing. Was that your first instrument? Guitar and then singing? A lot of times
Probably
people do piano
first. Yeah.
Singing
Probably
first?
singing first. I was singing as a little kid.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to grow up in a musical family. My dad played horn, brother was a piano player, grandma played violin, grandpa banjo.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was always around it. Man, here's the funny story. So I was playing piano in third grade, for about a year, and I just didn't want to do it. I wanted to be outside and play in the dirt with my friends. So I was just like, screw it, I don't want to play piano anymore. Well, so still I continued being around a musical family. This is embarrassing, but I think I was about in sixth grade. So I was 12 years old, and I was watching an episode of Full House. Right?
Okay.
And Jesse was playing guitar, and I was sixth grade. I was like, wow, he's cool. And then I guess the girl on the show, DJ, she was like, I want get Uncle Jesse's attention. So she tried to play guitar, and she couldn't do it. And all of a sudden, the music came on, and Jesse was like, you don't have to. I still love you anyway. And so I was just thinking, man, she can't do it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And which is funny, about 10 years later, for some reason, I was telling that story, and it was in a headline in a newspaper. Guitarist finds inspiration from Full House. I was like, oh man, I got to stop telling that story. So I'm glad I just told you that as well.
So was that headline from your story then?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It was a very small town. It was like an Amarillo newspaper or something.
Well,
but yeah, man, I've always been around it. Even the kids growing up on the street that I grew up on played. So we had garage bands. And it was just always encouraged. And music it got me. It got me so excited. And it got me thinking about all these different thoughts, and made me feel the fuzzies, like being in love. But there's no person there.
Right. I feel the same. I think most musicians have a similar connection with their soul, their spirit about playing music, where they just fall deeply in love with that.
Totally.
And that's what they just stick with. So how old were you when you got started with that? Do you remember?
I was about 11 or 12.
Okay.
I decided I wanted to do it professionally. It's probably about 20 when I played my first show professionally.
Yeah.
I was like, this is what I want to do.
Nice.
And I've done it, ever since.
Ever since.
Still trying to chase the dream, so to speak.
Yeah, you got bit by the bug.
I got bit a lot. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
So many bites.
How many so I know you play guitar and you sing. Do you play other instruments?
I do. I played 7 or 8 instruments, luckily enough. I play piano, or sing, guitar, mandolin, banjo, trumpet, drums, and bass, and a little bit of harmonica.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's been really cool, because as soon as I moved to town, I started meeting what I call the right people, who are still my dear friends.
Yeah.
And they knew that I played all these instruments. So I just kind of started, what they call it, like just showing up in different scenes and different stages and playing. And just pretty cool way to get to start meeting people in town.
Exactly.
Being the utility guy. And speaking of that band Edison, a lot of the times I'd play several instruments at once. I'd have a mandolin playing while standing on the drums. I had a stand-up drum kit, right? And playing the trumpet, and I got like 2 seconds to put this down and pick this up and play over here, and I'm still keeping the beat, and I got to put this down. So it was constant, almost robotic, but it was so cool. It was really fun.
Do you still do that?
I still do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I still do the multi-instrumental thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
However, I play drums and I don't do anything else.
You're a good enough drummer. You don't have to. I've heard you play the drums.
I really do wish I could sing. That's the one thing that I was like, I'd like to be able to sing, but I can't. I have no gift. Mary's tried to help me, and she just goes, this isn't for you.
Oh, bless your heart.
And sometimes when I'm sitting in here with students and we're learning songs, I'll go, let's go back to the part that goes, and then I'll try to sing it. And they look at me like,
what song was that?
Are we learning the same song? Because that doesn't even sound like. And then I'll like, it's completely wrong key, of course, and really, and it's bad. It's bad, but it's fun. That. They know. Yeah, they know. So then they get a good laugh out of.
That's awesome.
Out of me floundering about. So now I just go back to where it goes. Guys. They're like, oh, I know that part.
Oh yeah, that song sounds familiar.
Yeah, if I could just sing the drum part, see the rhythm of it, they're like, oh, I get it. But if I try to sing, it doesn't matter what it is. It's just like, no. That's the one. That's my That's my sad story.
Oh man,
Not being able to sing.
Well, I always have this thing where I say, well, if you can talk, you can sing. But I mean, your wife trumps what I'm saying because she's known you longer. So
well, I can't talk either. If I sing something and it sounds good, it's totally random.
It's totally random.
Yeah. It's like, oh, there for a moment. I had a moment where I sounded okay, and then not, and then it went away. It's gone. Yes. Let's see. I have a few notes. Everybody knows I have a few notes, but I'm
it's our monitor.
I know, exactly. So how would you describe your music? Because we're going to have a few hundred people watch this, and people watch on the replay, and they want to know about the world of Dustin Morris.
The world.
Who is Dustin Morris, and what does he sound like?
These days he really tries to sound like a soulful indie pop guy.
Soulful indie pop.
I'm trying to bring back the genre of smart pop.
Smart pop.
Yeah, because when you think of pop these days, you think of kind of teenage stuff.
Yeah.
MTV. Okay,
yeah.
Say MTV because I'm showing my age.
Right.
The TikTok generation.
Yeah.
But yeah, just more like the Police. Smart pop type stuff like
deeper
that.
lyrics.
Deeper lyrics. Yeah. Different progressions that meld into each other smoothly. So it's the musicians in the crowd are like, wait, is that something's a little off? Did I just hear what I think I did? But the people that are clapping and dancing don't hear that at all. So that's kind of what I want, just to hide little Easter eggs for the musicians, but to make it applicable for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. I listened to your full album. I can't remember the name of it. But you do.
Balance.
From 2000's Balance.
Wow.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that brings back some memories.
So this whole weekend, I wanted to get a better education on your music stylings and because you sent me the new single, which that's cool too. But I was like, I want more. I want to know more about what Dustin's doing, and because my world is so like this.
Copy.
It's all this. Here comes the producer.
Is it falling?
I think it's It keeps like. I'm like watching it.
We're gonna need some vice grips in here to really make this stand behave.
Call a doctor.
Okay,
I think we got it.
If it breaks, it breaks.
Maybe we could shorten the arm too.
Oh, you can do that too.
Sorry.
We're gonna do it live. We'll do it live.
Watching Dustin getting lower and lower.
Yeah, he's like. So I was down. My story is
when I was a little kid.
Is he tying his shoes or what?
All right, I think we're good.
See, we'd be lost without the producer.
Okay, what we're talking about? I make soulful country music. Wait, no.
I was your album Balance.
Yeah.
I was listening to that. It felt like there was a handful of different genres in that. It was like folky Americana, and then it was like this poppy dance thing, and there's a lot of cool drum parts in there. And I was like, that is really, really cool. Thanks, and then I would hear like an accordion in there, and I think I'd hear a trumpet on a track. But really what caught my attention other than the music was the lyrics of your songs.
Yeah.
Which I became more of a lyrics guy over the last few years, like really paying attention to what the lyrics are. And maybe the part of this has to do with because I record drums for people all the time.
Right.
And some of them I've never even met. They just send tracks, and so I if I can know what the lyrics are, that helps me plan when I'm going to play better, because I want to from a drum perspective to support what we're saying
exactly
lyrically. So if it's a sad moment, I'm not going to be like I just want to support through the drums what the lyrics are trying to say and help move that emotion through that. I cannot remember the name of the song, but there was a kind of the story was all these different places that you had been, and I think Alaska was one of them. Singing about, and then you were singing about around. What was it called?
Beauty All Around.
Yeah, I think you talked about like Klamath Falls, and then you had this lyric in there that said, I can't remember, paraphrasing, of course, something about either they told you not to do it or it was too hard, so let's do it anyway. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
And that was a lyric that just, when I heard it, it popped out. And then I had that idea in my head. I'm like, that's so applicable to so many different things where people say that you can't do something or it's too hard to do something and I'm going to do it anyway, or let's try to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So that was a
forged
really
through.
cool moment in that song.
Thanks,
that,
man.
So I was just like, I tried it, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to really remember that. And then the next track would come on, and there would be a line in that song. I'm like, oh, I got to remember that too. And it was just like all these little pieces that came out. So I was like, I got to listen to this some more to
thanks, man.
keep extracting stuff out of it. 'Cause I thought it was great. I think it's not only that, but I think the production of it was really great too.
Thanks.
You know, sometimes when you listen to music, the production value of it is not great.
Yeah.
And so for me, I guess I get a little snooty or snobby. It's like, the production value is not that high. And so it's hard to listen to.
Yeah.
Like a bad mix.
Well, thanks for saying that, man. I actually did that on GarageBand, and that was my first try to record. And so my theory was, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to make it so obvious that this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Maybe like Bon Iver style, where you just kind of set up with a 4-track and go that route. And maybe it would be more forgiveness because I'm not an audiophile. I'm just a singer songwriter. And I was doing that. I would go to work and I'd come home for about an hour a day, and the whole thing took about 9 months. But sometimes I remember living down the street from a fire station, and I'd get ready to record, and I'm getting ready to do a hot track. Oh no! So I think that's actually in the record a couple times, which is pretty funny. But that was.
No, I did not pick that part out, but now I'll be listening for it this time.
It's gonna sound like a rave.
Well, even if you didn't know what you're doing necessarily, obviously you have really good ears to hear how to make a great sounding song or a record. It really sounded good, even just from a speaker on a phone, you know, because that's how we listen to music so often is through those devices. And if it can sound good on that, that's a cool major win, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really, really, really great. Well, and like I said, lyrically, it's so I can see where like the smart music part of that.
Yeah, just trying to elevate it, make people think a little bit more.
Where it's not this. I get burned out lyrically when it's. I hate to even say it, but I'm going to say it like a Beyonce thing, you know. Yeah. And there used to be that meme floating around for a long time where, I think it showed Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody, and like, you know, it was just him and the band, and then it was like some Beyonce song. I don't remember what it was, but it was like 13 writers and like all the
same writers too.
And it's just like this lather, rinse, repeat lyric content where it's just there's nothing getting in here except junk.
Well, this formula works. We saw it over here in our testing our service. Let's put that formula into the song. Right. The heart goes. It's just there's none there.
Yeah. So I think I just prefer that.
Me too, man.
It's really
I love
cool.
reading. I love telling stories. I love, especially telling stories in music. People can relate. Maybe it's not the exact message I'm trying to send across, but maybe they gather something different that applies to their life. It's amazing, man. It's just so it conforms to every part of your life.
So how did you phrase the smart? You kind of said it like the Police a little bit. Like, how do you describe your music? Folk, pop, smart pop?
Not so much folk these days, but soulful indie.
Soulful
indie pop.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. As soon as you described it, I was like, that has to be the lyrical part of that.
It seems like you got to say folk if you're holding an acoustic guitar. Just like a touch of folk these days.
Well, like when I play with Cliff, it on the surface we say, it's a country band, which is weird because I'm not a country guy. I'm a hard rock metal guy,
right?
And I always will be through and through. And then I get these other tastes of these different worlds, but I think like with Cliff, it's more Americana style of music. It's not Cowboy Carter.
Yeah, it's changed so much.
Yeah, that's country music now. Are you sure? I don't think so.
I mean, I don't even know what they call like classic country these days. It's probably a whole nother terminology because it's changed so much.
But I would think of that be like a Merle Haggard or
the Outlaws.
That direction. Yeah. Like that to me would be like the classic country.
Oh yeah, or like Sturgill Simpson, more of a modern classic.
Yeah, it's just
we're talking country now.
I know. Let's go back to Dustin Morris.
From Texas, I got to talk a little country. Hey, there's people watching. You're right. You're right.
There's a few out there. It's the producer weighing in. James Harrison, if you don't label it, somebody else will. Yeah, when it comes to like describing your music,
it's best to just go and take a shot at it first.
Yeah, it's I think that with midline, people would say, well, who do you sound like?
Right.
Well, the first thing that would come to our mind would probably be Creed, which is backwards because we had been a band for about 7 or 8 years before Creed ever came into existence. So we always say, well, Creed sounds like midline.
Yeah.
But we always were compared to like the Seattle scene of bands, like Alice in Chains and Soundgarden and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm like, okay, well, if you're comparing us to that, then I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a giant.
It's good. It's good company to be in, I guess.
Absolutely.
So I guess when you were talking about like, how do you define your music? Like, where would you find, like, if somebody wasn't like searching for you specifically, but you wanted to be discovered, like, how does that happen? Do you know?
It'd be like a related artist type situation.
Yeah.
People ask me to describe my music. And I'm like, well, if you're listening to Pandora, I'd be on the same channel as blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Specifically, maybe like Amos Lee, Hozier, St. Vincent, Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin. It's kind of a conglomeration of everything. But I find it easier to say I'd be on that channel.
Yeah.
And list a few bands.
I like when you, I don't use Spotify much. I'm an Apple Music person.
Okay. Yeah.
But, when you, like, well, let's try. Let's see.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We're doing it live. Who was that broadcaster that said that was like Bill O'Reilly that was screaming at the people? We'll do it live. We'll do it live. How come we don't have this?
Right.
So I think it's so when I click on Dustin Morris, I don't know if you're never going to see that. Oh, there it is.
Right there. It's a guy on the balance beam.
If you
actually going through the
similar artists. This is a good test.
This is helpful.
Similar artists: Nathan Davies. Am I saying that right? Hendrix Evans.
Okay.
James Foster.
So we all hang out together.
Ashton Faulkner, Faith Edwards, Casey Lewis. And do you recognize any of these?
I don't. So you're on Apple Music. That's actually really helpful because Spotify doesn't let the artists they give me.
Yeah,
a little more obscure. Cool, man.
So that's I always look at that like when I pull up somebody.
Yeah,
like who's the similar artist to that? So I was just curious.
Yeah, that's really helpful. I'm glad you told me that.
Well, see, this is an educational show.
Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, exactly. Was that LeVar Burton? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Let's see. So I was going to ask so your 2007 album, the one I listened to, which I thought was great. The brand new one.
Yeah.
I want to know about, so I was just going to compare and contrast. So that was GarageBand, which obviously you can do so much with that program.
Yeah.
And you have really good ears to hear and put that out. So the new stuff that's coming out, To the Next Stop, that's going to be that's the focus, right? So did you record a whole body of songs and this is the first release, or did you only record this song and you're going to do another one?
I have 8 full band tracks ready to go.
Okay.
I'll be releasing every 4 weeks. Yeah, starting this Friday.
Now, will those be part of an album?
Okay. Yeah, an album called Some Kind of Magic. I did here at the Audio Lab with Steve Fulton, one of my best friends and bandmates. It took about 2 years to do, and so lucky, man. I got all these different players. There's probably about 12 different players on the record.
Who are the 12?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, well, my rhythm section, I'm so lucky. Jake Engelhorn. On bass was Troy Ferguson, Tom Jensen. Of course, Steve played accordion, keys. A guy named Fernando Flores played guitar. My guest singers were Ashley Rose Smith.
Okay,
which is amazing.
Yeah.
Who else? We had Lindsay Hunt. We had Natalie Soma. Kate Kane was on there, and I think I said Alyssa Joy Claffey was playing violin. So it was just, hopefully I didn't forget anybody. But it was awesome, man. And of course, scheduling was interesting, and that's another reason it took so long to get everybody together.
Yeah.
But it just turned out so dreamy. It's just the best thing that I've been on. I've been lucky enough to put out a lot of records, different incarnations.
Yeah.
But this one, yes.
You're so excited. It sounds great,
man. I think people were going to do it. A lot of heart went.
So have you played this To the Next Stop live before?
Probably a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say in the last 2 years or so.
Did you play Tree Fort this year?
I
Again?
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you played every year since you were here with with
Edison?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played like there was a couple years I played, then I didn't play for a year or so, or two maybe, because of the whole COVID thing.
Mhm.
And then I played this last
Okay.
March, and I struck a band, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
These guys and girls could.
Did Jake drum for you for
Jake
those?
drums,
Nice.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so you know Jake.
I do.
He's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
the
so
players were
awesome.
so good, and everybody put in their work. And it was one of those things we finished the show, and the audience was hype, and my heart was just filled with love, et cetera, et cetera. But I got a little sad because I looked around at my band. I was like, man, I'm not sure if we're going to be on the same stage for another 5 or 6 months, because we're all in different bands, and this is kind of a one-off thing.
Yeah.
Maybe see you guys at the CD release or the album release party for this thing. But it was such a fun night.
Yeah.
Man, it was cool.
I've been a part of a handful of those where, like a one-off situation, and so you are part of a group of people that are going to do this one performance.
Yeah.
And so there's all this effort, individually and rehearsals and stuff. And then the show goes by that fast, and you're like down to the last 20 seconds of the last song. And you're like, this is over.
It's
you
true.
know?
It's true.
It's like, that's sinking. It's like, it's a weird deal because you're on this high, but all this at the same time, like you're getting low.
Yeah,
At least I do.
Yeah. This whole litany of feelings.
I mean, this is over, and then then there's always this like, we should do that again, and then it doesn't happen sometimes.
These days, I've really been trying to slow down the shows, not playing shows, but being in the middle of a show and kind of slow it down. I learned that I played at Red Rocks one time. Edison played for Sold Out Red Rocks, and we were all really and had a lot of intention put into it. Like, hey, let's just take a second, let's take some breaths in between songs, because this thing's gonna go by like that and may never happen again.
Right.
So even with Tree Fort, just kind of just take a breath,
Absorbing
and
the
slow it
moment.
down. Plus, it helps me not to rush and get the songs. Play the set in 5 minutes.
Right. Let's
Slow down,
go some more.
Because nerves and adrenaline and excitement. Yeah, just keep going.
You guys have a 30-minute opening spot, and then you play all your material in 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll get that done in 10 minutes. That's how good we are.
Yeah, we're gonna make your life easy. Wait a second.
Charged by the
It's like, oh, it's over with.
yeah, no.
Well, you know what? So for the very first time ever in 128 episodes,
Wow.
we are going to have live music performed at this very moment right here before your very eyes and ears.
It's true.
Let's grab that guitar.
I even brought a guitar.
I think it's over there.
Hi.
Dun, dun,
Dustin.
dun, dun, dun.
All right.
Okay, now we're gonna have to mess with this microphone again. Dun, dun, dun.
All right. As long as I don't move too much and then do this number. Okay, I'm gonna go and get it out of the way. That was
Go
on
ahead and
purpose.
tap and see how far you can go. I think we should be good. I'm gonna wear headphones for a moment, not because I'm listening to the news.
And yeah, Mary, there will be a CD release show. Still kind of working out those details. I could see it doing maybe like the fall. We're gonna release a few more singles before we get all that together.
Nice.
There's so much to do, like in today's music age, that you have to do all this stuff. I was like,
Let's talk about marketing after the song.
sure,
Okay.
sure, all right, maybe
Well,
you know somebody.
Let's strum a little bit. Let's make sure you're okay.
I've had a lot of coffee already. This might be a fast song too.
You don't remember what you just said. Like,
Mm.
I'm gonna slow the show down,
That's right.
and I'm gonna not rush the songs.
do as I say and as I do. All right, think I'm
This
ready?
is gonna be beautiful. This is To the Next Stop by
To the Next
Dustin
Stop.
Morris. And this will be released on Friday, ladies and
This
gentlemen.
Friday
Yeah.
on all the streamy places. And I say streamy, not streaming, because I'm a professional.
That's right.
Professional grown-up. Professional adult.
I love it.
Take care of yourself, she said. It's the last thing you do, but the first thing you do. And then open your blinds, don't forget to let in some sunshine on your face. No better way to start the day. Oh, We all get our second chances when the clock spins around to find more answers than the day before. You know, it's happening once again. Oh, to take with you the big parts of yesterday, mix it with what you learned to find a straight away to the next stop. 'Cause we're all going somewhere. Oh, oh, oh. Maybe we're just here to learn and celebrate and educate the version of us that we wanted to go away. Oh, we need the dark to see the light. Yeah, we all get our second chances when the clock spins around to find more answers than the day before. You know, it's happening once again. Oh, to take with you with the big parts of yesterday, mix it with what you learned to find a straight away to the next stop. 'Cause we're all going somewhere. Ah, na na na. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah, na. We all need someone to hold. Understanding eyes looking back into ours. So just let it go. All the things taking your time, boy. 'Cause we're not here for so long. So just make your heart bigger every day. Na. We all get our second chances when the clock spins around to find more answers than the day before. You know, it's happening once again. I want to take with you with the big parts of yesterday, mix it with what you learned to find a straight away to the next stop. And to the next stop. Oh, we all get our second chances when the clock spins around to find more answers than the day before. You know, it's happening once again. To take with you the big parts of yesterday, mix it with what you learned to find a straight away to the next stop. 'Cause we're all going somewhere. Na. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah, na na na, na na na, na na na. That's the song. Hey, it didn't go by that fast. Cool.
Nice.
In the middle of it, I did this number. And then I was thinking, I cannot believe I'm singing before 8 a.m. Oh
yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's how it is when you do radio, right?
Yeah.
Can you guys be here at 5:30 in the morning?
There's been many times
in the morning.
My van or my car has pulled up to a TV studio about 3 hours before, just so I wouldn't oversleep and just kind of roll out into the world.
Great song.
Thanks, man. I'm
Great
gonna put this
song.
down before I.
All right. I think the lyric that I heard that popped out at me was, I think maybe you're coming out of the bridge, said something along the lines of, "We're only here for a short while, so let's make your heart bigger."
Yeah, for a limited time.
I love
only.
that. I
Thanks,
love that.
Man. It's true, man. You gotta have dark days to see the light days better.
Yeah,
you gotta have the struggle to enjoy the joy.
Yeah, great song.
Thanks, man. Like really pumped.
Nice performance, by the way, too.
Just want to go run around right now. That's the 17 cups of coffee I've had.
Tom says, "Very cool. Good music for the woods of McCall."
I appreciate you guys. I'll be up in McCall soon, actually. I teach a camp up there called Kids Mountain Music Camp. I'm the mandolin instructor. So
tell us more about that.
Yeah, so every year it's put on by the McCall Folklore Society.
Okay.
And there's some great teachers, and this is my 4th year to do it. But it's probably about 60 or 70 kids that play violin, mandolin, banjo and guitar, and we set them up and we make them write songs. Write a song. We help them write songs.
Write a song and
yeah,
we'll feed you dinner.
at the end, yeah. Get used to your career. At the end of the week, we do a big concert at the Roseberry Barn. I might be getting that wrong, but yeah. So that's my McCall tidbit. I love
nice. Well, that song was great.
Nice, man.
So that is released this Friday.
Which
is
29, 30?
30th.
Yeah.
I think it's the 30th. Yeah, because I think the first is on Sunday. I think that's the case. I have a calendar.
I should know. I'm on a professional interview, releasing a professional song. I should know professional answers.
No, this is how this whole thing rolls right here. Friday is the 30th.
Okay, yeah. So
Friday the 30th is the release date.
Let's do it then.
Yeah. So it's on all the streaming platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music.
That one too.
All
of them.
I only, I always gravitate towards Apple Music or Spotify's the other big one. But what else is there?
It's like Deezer, Tidal, not Friendster, Napster still around.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Friendster.
The Friendster.
Going back before MySpace.
Yeah, the producer said Friday is the 30th. Yep. So that song comes out then, and then you're going to release the next 7. Are they all equally spread out?
Yeah, about every 4 weeks.
Weeks. Okay.
Yeah. So give me time
very
to
cool.
Promote them and make little funny videos. I like doing stuff like that for the songs. And, get it out there.
So speaking of videos, will there be a video for this song?
Maybe. I should probably say, yeah, like all that stuff's in the works.
Okay.
But, I'm kind of an organic guy.
No pressure.
No pressure. I think that'd be cool. Like, what are the kids doing these days? They'll walk around on the beach and lip sync to their song. So, yeah, maybe you'll see me on a beach or a train tracks doing the obligatory.
No train tracks.
No train tracks.
I hate train tracks.
How about a staircase?
That's pushing it. So your marketing. Let's talk about your marketing.
Yeah.
You have some really great, memorable marketing.
Oh, thanks, man.
And so I used 2 of your photos to promote for today. One, it looks like maybe you're sitting in a cafe or something in the pictures from outside the that is a really cool photo.
Thanks, man.
And super vibey. And
got a great photographer, JD Ramsey. Amazing.
JD Ramsey?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's your photographer, ladies and gentlemen.
New Light Photography.
Mary says the other one's Pandora.
Yeah, totally. Pandora.
And then the other photo I use looks like you're sitting in the park pouring tea and you've got all your instruments around you and you're dressed really cool. It's just
thanks.
Well,
don't forget the instruments. They're wearing scarves and stuff. They look nice as well.
They were? I did not notice that
in case
part.
they're listening,
Okay.
They look very nice, very debonair.
So, we just met this morning, but I've paid attention to you off and on over the years. And I think the marketing seems to match your personality.
Nice, man.
And the vibe of the music. And like, how much of that is really thought out?
A lot of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think all the time. And if
I'm just looking like for how purposeful are you in putting this together?
But it's definitely intentional. Like because of my limited video skills, my computer type stuff, I try to make it as kitschy and kind of campy as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like I try to go that far with it.
Okay.
And that's honestly because I don't really know how to do the other stuff, but it's been working out. So
Yeah.
I'm just kind of leaning into that. Just the I don't know how to say it, but just like old B footage or whatever, and just trying to put it all together.
Yeah.
B footage in the back of my mind is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, sure. I think let's I'm watching the clock too, because this guy has got a bolt for his next appointment at 8, so I'm going to try not to.
No, I've got to go to a day job.
Dang it.
I want to do more of these.
I know.
I want to talk to more Freds of the world.
Yes. There can only be one Fred Fisher. There's only one of me.
We'll talk to all the less pretty Freds.
So I on this show, I've talked so much about like the importance of marketing and the use of social media for what I do. Like, I think we have these tools available to us just right at our fingertips. The world is right here. The world is, right here in our hands. We have access to make people aware of our music, and they have access to us if we're willing to make the right connections. It's like a big patch bay, right?
It's amazing. Yeah.
So I was curious, like, what are your thoughts on the use of social media platforms to help make people aware of who Dustin Morris is, and
it's easier than it used
so
to
people
be.
can experience it like I am experiencing it right now. It's so cool, and I think more people need to know about it.
It's so much fun just to actually give a chance to give people a glimpse of your personality and your sense of humor. Because I play music and I sing and stuff, but there's a lot more to me. There's a lot more to everybody than one singular thing. So if you can just show all that, and people can be like, "Wow, they're a cool hang. I bet they'd be a really good neighbor. I want to hang out with them. I want to listen to their music." And so a lot of people are doing that, and I've been doing that for a few years now. It's starting to. I think it's cool. I'm finally starting to find my avenue.
I like how you just said, like, I want to be their neighbor.
Yeah.
I want to live next door to that guy.
Yeah, seems cool.
Yeah.
He sings a lot, but
Well,
keep it down.
I drum a lot.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
And when I do, I want to make sure my neighbors know too. So I let's dig a little deeper into that. So, when you put music out, it's not just this constant bombardment of pay attention to this new song.
Yeah.
It's letting people into your world a little bit, into your life of like, well, for instance, I posted, I made pork ribs last night, and I had a picture of that. And then I did this little story of all these flowers Mary planted around the house the other day. And so it's not just always, hey, sign up for drum lessons.
Right.
Did I mention signing up for drum lessons? Can you sign up? It's like, after a while, it's like, I bet he wants you to sign up for drum lessons. It's like, maybe if I sign up for drum lessons, I'll get a taste of those pork ribs.
Right. I can learn how to garden.
Yes. Maybe he'll plant my flowers for me.
Exactly. That's fun, though. It just makes it where there's really not any giant rock stars these days where people are like untouchable like they used to be. You can actually get a hold of people.
Yeah. It seems like those roles have really reversed where I don't know if I talked about this with Steve Fulton or not, but some of the people I've talked to, I get a little cross-pollination of like the conversations. But when I was growing up, you mentioned MTV.
Yeah.
That was like so mesmerizing to watch videos, right?
Yeah.
And it just seemed like you said, like those people lived in a different universe. They were untouchable. Like they weren't, almost like they weren't real. And then social media was a magazine.
Right. Absolutely.
Right? So for me, it was like Metal Edge magazine or a Modern Drummer or something like
Tiger
that.
Beat for me.
Tiger.
No.
Teen Beat.
Yeah.
All those all those magazines. That was how our access to those kind of people, and there was all this mystique to it.
Idolized them.
Yeah. And if you got like a glimpse of backstage or something, it was like, ooh, here's the portal to this other dimension is the backstage area. And
and they know the camera's coming, so they're gonna beef it up. They're not acting natural.
Yeah. Now it's like we have through social media, we have access to all these people fairly easily. If you wanted to reach your favorite artist, it's not that hard.
Or at least their management who's answering their messages.
Right. And you do see what they're having for dinner. You do see, this is my kitchen and in these different parts of the world, or here I am driving to go get coffee or whatever. It's like, it feels more personal now. To have that connection.
Yeah. And to be on the other side of that, I remember it was kind of hard to wrap my brain around about letting people in my personal world. But then I was like, wait a second, you're kind of a ham. You're gonna dig this anyway. Don't think of it as homework, like you have to do it to advance your career. Just have some fun with it.
Yeah.
And then people started giving me more ideas, and I started feeding off that.
I did a show a few weeks ago about like, are you stuck in the past ways of marketing? because going back to the phone book, for example, or newspaper, or when we were in our 20s, we would flyer all of downtown,
mailing tapes to radio stations.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sending press kits to record labels.
Those things were expensive. We had to go to Kinko's and ask somebody how to use the printer, and
it's like, oh, here goes another CD. I hope it doesn't go in the trash.
Here's another coaster.
Making a slick folder and all of that. It's so easy to do those things now. It would appear that you feel like that's an important component to your passion with music, and doing all those things. I know plenty of people, and it can be older people and younger people too, that just like, oh, I hate social media, and to me, it's just it becomes whatever you let it become to you.
Sure, it doesn't have to be all gripping. Yeah,
because I'm sure you recognize that there's a lot of toxic things there, or a way to get sucked into these discussions. It's like, why do I? Like for me, it's like I completely stay out of the whole political arena at least on social media, because it's like I voiced my opinion at the poll, and that's where it stops.
That's it. Yeah, same here.
That's where it stops. It's like I don't feel like I have to try to impose my way of thinking or my moral compass, if you will, on anybody else. It's just that's where it stops. It's like for me, it's just about music and having fun and doing those things. And it would appear that's the same kind of thought that you've got.
Same thing.
Let's see what the producer says. Well, it goes back to story. We all love a good story, and knowing things about people, that's what connects us as humans. I read that sentence in a very discombobulated way.
You started.
I'll read
in the middle
words and then some more words as my eyes focus.
That's great. So yeah, but that's how history passes, right? It's through stories.
Yeah.
One after another.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think people just want to know who we are. That neighbor thing.
Yeah.
Which is funny because some people don't know their neighbors.
It's crazy, man. There's so many people in this world. If you can just have a little community, 5 or 6 people that you dig and they dig you, you're winning.
Just like that line in that song, we're here for a limited time, so make your heart bigger.
Yeah.
Is that
bigger every day?
Yeah. That's just an important way to look at that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because the song is pretty much, I guess the core message is second chances, right? And every day we find what works for us. We find the pieces of happiness and the joy. And then the next day, take that with you, but try to multiply it. All the pieces of yesterday that sucked, diminish them. And just keep it that simple. And of course, it's not always going to be that simple. Right. You have things thrown at you. But yeah, just find what works and keep doing that.
I love that. Nice. I love that. What a great song.
Thanks, man.
All right. So you're a man of tattoos.
Yeah, I've got some tattoos.
I'm curious. So this one you showed me earlier is the artwork for your.
You can't really see it; it's kind of faded, but this is the artwork. It's a praying mantis, and it's the artwork for the 2007 release, Balance. It's actually on the compact disc.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I got some flowers over here. The band I was talking about, Edison, we had a pretty big song called Open Road, and this is a line from that.
Home is where our feet go. Nice.
It's pretty funny because even to this day, I'll walk into Whole Foods and I'll hear the song on the loudspeaker. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's wild. This right here, this is, I can't see it, but it says Say Those Things. And it's the name of my last record, but it was called that because, it reminds me to say those things to people, tell them the truth, be authentic, stand up for people who can't, tell the people you love them that you love them, tell people who you love that you love them before, because we are here for a limited time. So say those things, and right before I lie to someone, no, I'm kidding, but every time I see this, it's a reminder every day, just like tell people how you feel, just do it. We're not here that long. That's coffee. I love tattoos that have meaning. This is the only one I have. Oh yeah. Nice.
I think it's going to be upside down or something. Yeah.
All in one line, it looks like.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
So, my favorite song in the whole world is "Time Stands Still" by Rush.
Okay.
And so that's the chorus to "Time Stands Still."
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
I wanted a tattoo, and I was like, I don't want to get some random. Not that if you have random tattoos that's a deal.
You're
Just
okay
for
with
me
that.
personally, I wanted to like some connection
Yeah.
to this thing that's on me forever now.
See, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And with this "Home is Wherever Our Feet Go" tattoo, it was crazy. We had people starting to show up to our shows with the same tattoo.
Really?
So we were taking pictures with the fans. With all the
nice.
tattoos. And
Yeah.
wow, you guys got a tattoo of our lyrics? That's cool.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
I feel like I should know at least your name.
Let's see what Seal has to say. Seal says promotion is king. We go to secondhand stores and buy cheap shirts and add our logo and throw them in the crowd and give stickers away for free.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Man,
We have a few more minutes.
this has been fun.
Yes.
When I think things are fun, I clap like this.
Well, that's what little kids do when they're overjoyed, right?
Yeah,
They
exactly.
have this they clap like that. Or when they eat, they like start, they take a bite and they're like I'll take some more, and they're drinking out of their sippy cup.
Yeah.
Then they go back to eating.
Well, I find myself clapping back at my audience. When they clap for me, I usually clap for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I never thought about it until one day I was talking to my mom, and she was telling me a story. And this is a great interview story. But when I was a little kid, apparently I was potty training, and I would leave the bathroom like I just did a good job. And my parents would go, "Yay!" like parents do. And I'd see them and I'd go, "Yay!" So to this day, I think that's why I clap back at my audience, because of very successful potty training.
But I think that's a great thing to do that with the audience, like be connected with them like that. It's not it's not all about. It's that connection between the artist and the audience.
Yeah, because if you guys weren't here, I'd be playing by myself.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Like, let's do this.
Yeah. One other thing that Seal said is tats done with a B string and an RC car. I don't know what that last thing is that you wrote.
Car motor.
Seal.
Motor.
Oh.
The O is next to the P, so I always say
okay.
moper too.
I'm one of those guys
that's
that's like really little, like, what is MOTPR?
That's what the kids are saying.
What?
Fancy acronym.
I can't keep up with this skibbity toilet and sus and.
Nah, you got risk. You got risk, man.
Dustin, it was so awesome for you to come.
Thank you.
First guy to actually play live on the show happened today. That's so cool.
Thank you, man.
Yes. I would like to try to get you back here in maybe like 6 months or so and
Let's
see
do
how
it.
the album is doing.
Let's do
That
it.
would be really cool. And we could continue this awesome conversation. So good. So good.
Appreciate it, man.
Everybody, thanks for hanging out. Please.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So where do people go to find Dustin Morris?
You can go to my website, dustinmorrismusic.com. And of course, this Friday, Spotify, Pandora, all the places that you mentioned, to find the new song and my past catalog. So I've got about 12, 13 tunes up there right now.
Go to his page, give him a like, go and download the music and the past. My stomach just went, "Brrr." Get the past catalog and download it. You won't be disappointed. It's really, really great. Next week, I will have on the show drum tech Kenny Sheretz. And Kenny Sheretz has traveled the world doing drums for Kenny Aronoff during the Melissa Etheridge tour and Michelle Branch. And he just got done doing a residency at the Sphere for Kenny. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of it. Dead and Company.
Oh, wow.
Mickey Hart from Grateful Dead, drum teching for him. And he's been on all around the world with like Janet Jackson, I think, and artists like that. So
That's cool.
he will not be here. It's going to be a remote deal, but it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Dustin, thanks for coming. I think we're getting you out of here just on time to go massage people's troubles away.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just want to touch people.
You got magic hands.
That's right.
Do you have a lot of repeat people?
Yeah. I'm lined up
Nice.
for a few months. What's interesting though is doing like 4 or 5 hours of massage and then go to play a 3-hour show. So my hands are like, okay, so I need to just kind of figure this out.
Yeah. Do you get to start feeling a little tiredness
until
in
the
your hands?
music thing takes off?
Uh-huh.
I'm in a good position.
I'm not a good masseuse. Ask the producer because she put your website in the comments. Thanks, Mary.
Thank you.
So sometimes Mary will want me to rub her shoulders, and I can drum all day, but it's this motion, I guess, that once I start doing that, I'm like,
Yeah. Well, the drumming is actually called tapotement. So you could actually just take your sticks and
oh, that's a thing.
That's a thing.
There we go. Boom. Mary, you didn't hear any of that.
No. Stop hitting me with your sticks.
Dustin, thanks so much. Man, I wish I could keep just hanging out.
I know.
Let's do it again.
Could you write me a note for my job?
Please excuse Dustin Morris today from his responsibilities.
He wants to play music.
That's right.
Fred. Well, thank you, Fred.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I really enjoyed it. It was so cool. There we go. A handshake across the world. All right, guys. We will catch you next week. We'll see you. Bye.